Thanks for joining us today to talk a little more about effective officer transitions for outgoing and incoming officers of student groups. This video is mainly geared towards outgoing officers, but anyone can certainly watch and translate the information to find it useful for them. To start, let's consider why officer transitions are important to begin with. It helps maintain organizational knowledge so it's not lost between years, minimizes confusion for everyone, provides a sense of closure and empowerment for outgoing officers, is a way to pass on specialized knowledge and skills that you might have learned over the year, helps to increase the knowledge and confidence of the new leaders, and really support the momentum and accomplishments of the new leaders and keep the group going in the direction it's been heading. For your first important step, you want to make sure you gather and organize information. This can be put in a binder or saved in electronic files on your Duke Groups page. Also, confirm that your advisor knows they are still your advisor, and make sure you upload the most up-to-date roster on Duke Groups. Some of the information you'll want to make sure you include is a timeline of the year, such as projects, planning dates, etc., goals that the group has set and been working towards, an outline or description of your role, tasks you completed in that, contact information for offices, people, advisors, and anyone else that you worked with, any remaining or outstanding projects, sanctions, or reports that the group is working on, the Constitution and bylaws, those guiding documents, account information and passwords for anything related to the organization, and any university letters you might have. Next, you want to make sure as an outgoing officer you really finish the projects that you can. This means completing as much of any end of semester or end of year reports as possible, remembering that the incoming officers probably don't have the information needed to fill that in if you don't give it to them. Make sure you update all of the officers listed in Duke Groups so that when our offices need to contact you, we actually know who we should be getting in touch with. And connect anyone you've worked with outside of the organization to the incoming officer and confirm the current state of any shared projects via email. For your third step, it's really time to think about scheduling a whole bunch of meetings. Make sure you have at least 2 meetings with the old and new officers. Having both group level and individual level meetings is really helpful for sharing both those group goals and individual responsibilities. Review all of the organizational documents with the old and new officers together. This includes those constitutions, bylaws, and goals so that you can share feedback about how those things worked, what might need to be improved, or how something was interpreted. And then consider if any specific training or shadowing might be necessary. Are there really specialized ways that you run things or skill sets that people have had to have in these roles? Are there important meetings or events where the new officers can shadow the old officers to actually see how it works, not just have it explained to them? And we'll summarize with some outgoing officer responsibilities. It's really important to finish your projects, to be honest, to take the time to meet with your new officer, even though you might be checked out and a little tired. Be helpful, not hurtful. Gather those important documents. Take the time to organize your own thoughts and reflections, and train the new officer. Overall, you want to make sure that you leave it better than you found it. The responsibilities of incoming officers include taking that time to meet with the outgoing officers, acknowledging the work of past officers, becoming really familiar with the information of the group, being thoughtful and preparing questions for your meetings of trainings, utilize the past officers and advisor while you have them around, and meet with all those who are applicable to your position, anyone outside of the organization that you've worked with as well. There's a couple of resources provided by University Center Activities and Events that might be helpful for this. The first of those is known as Duke Groups or Campus Groups when you open that login page. This is where you can store information, keep rosters, complete some university required trainings, etc. Student Organization Transition Academy traditionally happens both fall and spring semesters, so whenever your org is transitioning, it's a great idea to go. And then within University Center activities and events, our student involvement team oversees clubs and organizations. Student leadership helps with different training capacities and has a bunch of resources on our website. And then the business and finance team will help you when you need to spend money on campus. We hope this was useful. Feel free to rewatch this video, share it with other groups, and make sure you get those things completed before you leave your role. Thanks.